For a couple of years, I fought in the ring. One of the things and incidentally, I had a pretty good record. As a matter of fact, the worst I ever finished was second. Now, the only reason I quit was because of my hands. The referee kept stepping on them. Well, anyhow, in athletics, what you do is you study the opponent's weakness and exploit it. That's true in football, basketball, boxing, tennis, whatever it is. You study their weakness and exploit it. In selling, you study their weakness, that is their need, and you strengthen it by selling them your goods or products or services. There is your difference right there. Now, what kind of person sells the most? What is involved philosophically in this? We've built our entire business on the concept that you can have everything in life you want if you will just help enough other people get what they want. You solve their problems, my friends, you're going to do all right. Now, please understand that's a philosophy and not a tactic. Where does character and integrity enter the picture? The Forum Corporation out of Boston, Massachusetts, did an exhaustive study on 341 salespeople. 173 of them were super successful. 161 of them, 173 were super successful. 168 of them were moderately successful, and they determined what made the difference. Now, all factors were equal in the two groups as far as experience and education and product and territory and all those things. But there were two major differences and reasons for their success. The first one was trust. You see, the reality is without integrity, people won't listen. Without trust, they won't follow, meaning they will not buy. Now, the question is, who do they trust? Now, this is so simple, it's going to be frightening. They trust the good guys and the good girls. They trust those people of character and integrity. The second major difference they discovered was this. The super successful salespeople, the career salespeople, clearly understand that the sale is not complete until the order is signed, the merchandise is delivered and paid for, and the customer is happy with it. In order for those things to happen, you have to have a team of support people, and most professional salespeople do not have a team. So when they call the office, they're just as courteous to the switchboard operator as they are the chairman of the board. They're just as nice to the file clerk and shipping clerk and collection lady or person as they are to any of the executives in the company. And they become a team, and everybody understands then that they're involved in the sales process. Now let's look at what I call the three-question close to kind of begin to tie some of these together. Let's assume in this close that you've demonstrated your product. And let's assume that you have demonstrated that it will save money. And so the three questions simply, can you see where using this product or service would save you money? Question number two, are you interested in saving money? And question number three, when do you think you ought to start saving the money? Now, exactly the same question will go with time and work and health. Can you see where this would be good for your health? Are you interested in taking care of your health? If you were ever going to start taking care of your health, when do you think would be the best time to start? That's the immediacy, having them into action right now. Let me give you a specific example of how that works. Don Gerald from Garden Grove, California, represents a very fine, accredited vocational college. A man and his three daughters came in to consider enrolling in the college. The enrollment fee was roughly $16,000. Now, that's a pretty nice little piece of change. But Don had already determined that the man could well afford it, so he knew that price was not the problem. But he knew in order to persuade him to take action, he had to ask him questions that would lead him to the decision table, not run him or force him at the decision table. So we asked him very simply, do you invest in the stock market? The man said, well, as a matter of fact, I do. Then he said, do you consider the funds needed to put your daughters through school an investment or an expenditure? Now, I want you to notice he's tying the head and the heart together. Now, let me emphasize a point. People do make emotional decisions, but if you got some logic behind it, your chances of getting the sale are dramatically higher. Well, the man obviously said, well, I consider it an investment. Then very quietly, Don Gerald said, and how much are your daughters worth as an investment? Now, what I'm encouraging you to do is to think in terms of adapting these and other questions to fit your product, goods, or services. Now, we look at the alternate of choice clause here, and you will see that one will come up a number of times under several different circumstances.